Good morning, students. So, in the last class, we have discussed about the defects in welding and flame cutting operations, and also testing and inspection of weld mates. So, these topics are covered in the last class. Now, in this class, we are going to discussing about the some of the modern welding processes. That is TIG welding, MIG welding, right? So in TIG welding, full form of TIG welding is tungsten inert gas welding. It is the full form tungsten inert gas welding process. So tungsten inert gas welding is an improvement of basic electric arc welding process. Basic electric arc welding process. We know already about the arc welding process. So here the tungsten inert gas welding is nothing but it is an improvement of basic electric arc welding process. In TIG welding, the intense arc is drawn between the work and non-consumable tungsten electrode. So generally we know the arc welding process. We are using consumable electrode, coated electrode, right? Uh, Coming to the TIG welding process, the arc is drawn between the work and non-consumable tungsten electrode. So arc and welding zone are shielded by an inert gas to avoid atmospheric contamination in the molten weld pool. So depending on weld material, any standard AC or DC machines may be used to maintain electric arc. So by seeing the diagram, we can easily observe the process. Observe here. So this is the workpiece, right? We are going to weld this material, and this is the electric arc produced element, tungsten electrode. It is non-consumable electrode. Why? It is used for the arc produce, right? The tungsten electrode is the media is used for the arc production, whereas general electrodes are also produce the arc, but they are consumable. Here, tungsten electrode is not consumable, so it is connected to the negative terminal of the current, and it is connected to the workpiece is connected to the positive terminal. So in between these, the circuit is closed. And here by the side we are using the filler rod. Filler rod means what? It is used to fill the gap between the two elements. So while doing the operation, this filler rod is used to fill the gap, right? So whereas tungsten electrode is only used to produce the arc, but not for the consumable. And here one of the way is provided on this machine, TIG welding machine. So inert gas, that may be helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon. So these inert gases are coming through this way. Why we are providing this inert gases? Because if the atmospheric air is not participated in this welding process, if it is participated in this welding process, there may be some defects are produced. So for that reason, we are using inert gas. It is used as a shield, face shield. So there is no contamination of atmospheric air is produced while doing the welding process. Okay. So in the 3D diagram you are observing here, so inert gas is produced from this, and this is the tungsten electrode, and it is connected to the negative terminal, and the workpiece is connected to the positive terminal. And by side we are using the filler material to fill this gap. to fill this two materials gap. And here the tungsten electrode is used only for the production of arc, not for the consumable. Okay. Or some other material filler rod is used to fill this gap. In this way, the tungsten inert gas welding is used. Why we are called it as a tungsten inert gas welding? In this, tungsten is a non-consumable electrode, but it produces the arc. And in the same way, inert gas is used as a phase shield. Phase shield means it does not allow the atmospheric air while doing the welding process. Okay, we know if the atmospheric air is included in this welding process, some of the defects are produced. Okay, so by that reason, it is provided tungsten and inert gas welding process. In this diagram also you are observing tungsten inert gas welding. So this is non-consumable tungsten electrode and it is used to produce the arc. And this is the weld pool and a molten metal. There is the arc and shielded gas. Atmospheric air is not entering into this zone, right? And it's the weld metal and base metal. TIG welding process. So two workpieces are there. Same. Advantages of TIG welding and disadvantages and applications. After that, we are going to the MIG welding. So here no flux is required because inert gas is used as a phase shield. It does not allow the atmospheric air entering into the welding material. Right? So for that reason, here no flux is required. And inert gas shield prevents contamination by oxygen and nitrogen from the atmosphere. So it is the its function is similar to the flux. Minimum distortion of the metal near weld zone. So minimum distortion of the metal near weld zone. So due to absence of smoke and fumes, welding process can be easily observed and operator can exercise better control on the welding process. Here it is, does not produce any smoke and fumes. So welding process can easily observed and operator can exercise better control on the welding process. Dissimilar metals can also be welded easily. So these are the advantages if you are using tungsten inert gas welding. And disadvantages. All joints requires proper cleaning before welding as the inert gas does not provide fluxing action. And this process is slow in operation. So the cost of the process is high. Okay, and applications. So used for welding all metals and alloys of various thicknesses. Extensively used for welding aluminum, stainless steel and titanium. And it is employed for fabrication of missiles, aircraft and rockets. Also used for fabrication of chemical plants and high pressure steam pipes. So TIG welding applications used for welding all metals and alloys of various thicknesses. Extensively used for welding aluminum, stainless steel and titanium. And it is employed for fabrication of missiles, aircrafts and rockets. And also used for fabrication of chemical plants and high pressure steam pipes. Metal inert gas welding. Next process is metal inert gas welding. It is also an arc welding process. And here the metal electrodes in the form of continuous wire is fed into the arc at the same rate at which it is being melted and deposited in the weld. In the previous method, the tungsten electrode and the filler rod is used. Here, metal electrodes in the form of continuous wire, not in some length. It is in continuous wire, is fed into the arc at the same rate at which it is being melted and deposited in the weld. The arc and welding zone is shielded by inert gas to prevent atmospheric contamination. It also referred as gas metal arc welding. MIG welding is also is called as gas metal arc welding. In this, the arc and welding zone is shielded by same tungsten inert gas welding, inert gas to prevent atmospheric contamination. Direct current reverse polarity is generally used in MIG welding. We know about these polarities, straight polarity and reverse polarity. So based on the connections, negative terminal and positive terminal, we can tell that the polarities. Here direct current DC and reverse polarity is used in MIG welding. DC straight polarity is sometimes used. AC is not used in MIG due to unequal burnout rates of electrode wire. So continuous wire is coming from the electrode and the welding process is done. So MIG welding. Here these rollers are used to feeding this wire. Here we are not using any separate filler material. This self itself is the consumable electrode wire, and similarly in tungsten gas welding we are providing inert gas to shield this welding zone. Why we are shielding this weld zone? Because to prevent the atmospheric contamination in the weld zone. So that's the reason to provide this shield. Okay. Similar method compared to the TIG welding, but in that tungsten material is not consumable, whereas in MIG welding, this electrode wire is the consumable electrode wire. Okay. Advantages with the MIG welding: the flux is not required, hence no slag formation, high welding speed, increased corrosion resistance, high economy, easily automated welding, welds all metals including aluminum and stainless steel. So flux is not required, hence no slag formation, high welding speed, increased corrosion resistance, high economy, easily automated welding, and welds all metals including aluminum and stainless steel. Disadvantages: equipment cost is very high and it is not suitable for outdoor work as the strong wind may break the shielded gas. Applications: used for welding carbon and alloy steel, stainless steel, copper and aluminum alloys. With special techniques, preheating and post-heating can be employed for welding cast iron, titanium and other refractory materials. And this MIG welding has been widely used in aircraft and automobile industries. So these are the TIG, TIG welding and MIG welding. Next process is submerged arc welding, and merits, demerits and applications. So in submerged arc welding, the process derives its name from the fact that the arc remains submerged, shielded inside a layer of granular fusible flux. In the previous methods, the arc is shielded with inert gas, right? So here also the arc remains submerged. That means shielded inside a layer of granular and fusible flux. So this blanket of flux protects the molten puddle and base metal welding against the atmospheric contamination. This blanket of flux protects the molten puddle and base metal welding against the atmospheric contamination. And in this process, an automatic feeding device ensures that the gap between the electrode and the base metal is constant. So with the diagram, we can easily understand. Okay. Here also we are using wire electrode and two rollers are provided. So with these two rollers, wire is continuously feeding to this welding zone, and here we are providing a granulated flux or hopper. Understood? So it is a shielded area. So while doing the welding process, this is a welding workpiece, and on that workpiece we are providing this granulated flux hopper, right? So by this granulated flux hopper we are providing a continuous wire in this welding zone, and the welding process has been done under this flux area. Okay, so this is the molten weld metal, the arc submerged under flux. This is a slag, unused flux, and molten flux. So the process derives its names from the fact that the arc remains submerged. We have seen in the diagram already inside a layer of granular and fusible flux. This blanket of flux protects the molten puddle and base metal welding against the atmospheric contamination. And in this process, an automatic feeding device ensures that the gap between the electrode and the base metal is constant. So observe the submerged arc welding. So this is the granulated flux is provided. So under this, the welding process has been done. So it is completely submerged in this granulated flux. For that reason, it is called as a submerged arc welding process. Other name given to this process are hidden arc welding, submerged metal welding, sub-arc welding, and flux-covered arc welding. The process may be automatic or semi-automatic. The entire flux fed by the hopper is not melted. And this unused part of the flux is collected by another unit and fed back to the hopper for further use. The flux is collected by another unit and fed back to the hopper for further use. And in this, both DC and AC can be used in this process. An important advantage is the absence of arc flow. Arc flow is an erratic arc that occurs during welding of magnetic materials like steel with DC power supply. Advantages. As the arc is completely submerged, no shielding is needed. In some cases, no edge preparation is needed. And deposition rate is also very high. Weld spatter does not occur as the arc is always covered under flux blanket. So if we are observing the diagram, you can easily understood these advantages. Right? Here there is no shielding is required, and there is no edge preparation, and deposition rate is high, and there is no spatter, that is welding defect also not occur because flux is always under the blanket. Flux acts as the oxidizer to purify the weld metal. Okay. Thick plates can be welded in single pass. High welding speeds can be employed effectively, saving the welding time. The welds produced have excellent mechanical and metallurgical properties. Limitations means overhead welding is not possible. Thin sections cannot be welded. The process is not flexible and requires costly equipment. The submerged arc welding process is best suited for continuous welding of components having 12 to 50 mm thickness. Typical applications are the welding of pressure vessels, boiler plates, and pipes. Okay, na? So with this, we have completed the tungsten inert gas welding, metal inert gas welding, and submerged arc welding.